Hi guys, Jordan from B&B Campers. Just going to do your handover video on your Misano Wellhouse. So if we look under the bonnet, we've got the washer fluid reservoir over on the left, your brake fluid attached to the little servo down the back there, that's the reservoir for that. Your engine oil, you can top up through this little cap up here, and you can also check your engine oil through the dipstick that's located there. That's the yellow top dipstick. Your engine battery, if you wanted to sort of jump start it, the positive is just there, and the negative, where are we? Should be a little toe, it does say just here. Well, you could jump off this is it here, look, there you go. So if you wanted to use it, the negative for jump starting is this kind of engine hoisty hook just there, because it's got a little hook symbol there. So that's where you'd use your negative. So yeah, because the engine battery itself doesn't actually sit under the bonnet, that's where you jump start it from. You've got your engine coolant over here, which obviously, because it's brand new, is nice and clean. So yeah, that's all been checked over. Your actual bonnet release handle is just here, so you reach in and push to the left, and the stay sits back down in this little groove here. To actually open the bonnet, or release the bonnet, sorry, is the little button in here, the little lever in here, sorry. So that's the passenger door. And also the reason that these don't have like a separate key to unlock the diesel and the AdBlue caps is because you actually have to have the door open in order to open it up. So if I close this up and shut the door, you can't open it because there's a little latch inside there. So open it up at the petrol station, and then you got this here to open it up. AdBlue down there, and then you can actually fill your diesel up through that in there as well. Okay. So that's how you get to all of that. Just something to point out, your Webasto diesel heating, this is the sort of the inlet for the heating there, so you can't cover that up with anything. I know it says it there, but just to make sure you know about that. I'll carry on around the outside. I will obviously show you on the inside in just a second. With the sliding door all the way open, back door all the way open as well. I will push the bed forward in a minute to show you in the gas, because this has to be pushed forwards unless I've got it released at the moment, which it is. So if I just push this forwards now, there we go. I'll just show you in the gas locker here at the back whilst I'm here. Something to point out as well is I've taken this little cap off here, so you can actually reach in and get into the gas bottle itself just from the outside. So if you wanted to just not, if you like if the bed was all the way back like it just was, and you wanted to go in there and just turn the bottle off, you can do that. You can get your hand inside there to the top of the bottle. Just something that they thought about, just to make it a bit easier for you. So obviously nice and new in here. The actual regulator up here, the bulkhead regulator, you don't need to worry about any of that. Like this little bit here in the middle, this is just for us when we sort of pressure test them. Your pigtail here, so the actual flexible hose is 2020, so you got till 25 to replace that. And to turn the bottle on, round to the left like that, turns it on, and then all the way around to the right clockwise turns it off. Alright, so that's how that works. Electric hookup, so when you want to, if you're at a campsite or at home, that's where you pop your hookup into it, and that'll allow you to use your sort of your plug sockets and things like that. Underneath the side of the van here, you've got your freshwater drain, which is the blue one, and your wastewater drain, which is this grey one here. And then to actually fill the fresh water up, you've got this little cap inside here, inside the driver's door, so you push in and round to the left to open that up, and then push in and round to the right to close it up again. Jack and wheel brace inside just here in the driver door well, and that closes up just like that. So 6-speed manual gearbox, cruise control on the left hand side of the steering wheel here, sort of menu controls here on the right hand side, including your end call, answer call, voice control, things like that. You know, really, you know, fully loaded cab, if I'm honest. You've got a 12 volt and a USB socket over here, and you've also got the same on the passenger's side here. Your fan setting, speed setting on the left, on and off for all of your aircon and things like that, and then obviously your temperature setting up here. Traction control, and a few different modes, your parking sensors, and then obviously once you've got the actual van on, you can go through here, your actual sort of screen, if you like, and then go through and make everything exactly how you like it. There's so many options in here for everything, if I'm honest with you. So you know, you have endless fun sort of going through and choosing things and making sure it is how you like it. You can lock and unlock the cab from inside here on both sides, on both doors. So if you're inside and you want to lock it without getting out or using the key, you can do so by these buttons. And then you've got these ones up here, so that's your folding mirrors, like that, and then open them again, or press down again, sorry, my bad. And then you can go through right or left and then move them exactly how you like them. So if I show you, it's moving down and up. Right, so that's how you use those. Yeah, alright, so if I just show you around the inside now, I think I've pretty much shown you everything I can around the outside of the van. So first of all, really nice looking van. You know, can't get away from that. The bed itself is really easy. All you need to do is make sure that you've pulled this little button out and it's lifted all the way up, because there's two little latches for that. And then once that is, you know, all the way up, you can then pull the entire bed. It is quite strong because, you know, it's quite a heavy new bed. But if you just literally pull this towards you with both hands, you'll be able to put it all the way forward and then, you know, lay it out flat. It's really easy once you've got the hang of it. But yeah, that's how that works. As long as you've got both of those little levers up, then you'll be able to pull the bed out all the way forwards. So if I just get in, so up in this little sliding locker, you've got this, which is your solar controller. So that's charging your leisure battery as we speak. Even though it's not very sunny, it's still working. If I push the bed back a little bit, I'll shut that gas locker first and do that in a sec. Okay, so storage, so little drawer in there. Your grill is under here, so that works just by this little piezo igniter and this. I think just more storage under there. Oh, you got your toilet in there, so that's where you get that out from. Obviously that's brand new. Your fridge is a 12 volt fridge, and it's got its own little on and off switch up here, so it's quite clearly labelled, but that needs to be on in order for you to use it. Your heating, so your diesel heating, turn it on there, and that's your Webasto. And then so straight away it asks you what temperature you want, so if you just scroll through and change the temperature to whatever you like. I'm obviously not going to turn it on because it's boiling today, but I'll leave it around there so that when you go to turn it on, it'll come up with 20, and click it again and you can go through and set timers, heating or ventilation only, and you can go through there. If I set 4 and just press go like that, now the fan for the Webasto has turned on, and now all the sort of cool air is being pumped around through that vent. So that's how that works. And if you want to turn it off, just like that, and then just leave it and it'll go off. Alright, so your main control panel is up here. So again, really easy to use. Your top left button there is the main on and off switch, and over on the right hand side you've got light switches. So if I turned all of these off, all of the lights will stop working, and then back on again. You can go through and just make it your own and choose which lights you do and you don't want on. They've all got little switches on them, so those ones aren't on but these ones are, and stuff like that, so you can sort of make it your own, like that. The other buttons up here are for your water pump. There's this one over here on the left, and then your levels. All right, so you've got your fresh water level and your wastewater level, and if I flick through, you've got battery voltage. So the left one is the leisure battery, 12.2, and the vehicle battery is on 12.8. And you've got the amount of amps coming through the solar panel. Yeah, so that's it. That's all there is for the levels. and then yeah, that's the same. All right. The settings on the bottom right, you don't really need to go into any of that, to be honest. It's not really necessary, but you've got a few nice things up here. So you've got external temperature on the top left, humidity, and internal temperature. So as you can see, it's pretty warm in here. So you've got a little igniter button down here. So that's the igniter for both of these hobs. And then you've got a little diagram. This is the right hand one, this is the left hand one. And basically just light those up as and when you please. But you know, they've both been checked, they've both got thermocouples on them. So that basically means that if somehow the flame got blown out by the wind or someone, the thermocouple would realise there's no burnt gas coming through and it would turn any gas off. So it will just automatically stop any excess gas coming through. So you don't have to worry about any of that. Water just comes through like any other tap would. Pump will kick in when it needs to. Yeah, just getting rid of a little bit of air there. That's totally normal. Pop that down, and then once you're done with that, pump should run off. Drop these down. This window just literally pulls out towards you. Push this little button in here and pull it towards you, and then pull it all the way across like that. And then to open it up, you just squeeze these two together and then open it up. All right, so nice and easy like that. And then you've got your curtains. Okay, so if I just pull this back out 1 second, I'm going to pull the bed out a little bit again, just whilst you're here. So like I said, you know, it is quite a heavy bed, but that just means it's good quality, and because it's obviously another seat bigger than usual, because you've got the 3 seats there, nice wide bed. So yeah, it is quite heavy, but you know, it just means it's good quality, to be honest. Right, so yeah, okay, so you've got a couple of speakers here and there. There's one under here in that locker, and there's also one just there. Your standalone table and your ladder to get up to the top are on the back of the bed here. What else we got? You've got a hookup lead here, which I showed you on the outside where to plug that in. What else? That'll be some more. So I showed you how to use the Webasto, so that's your heating for the van itself. I showed you the control panel. The other switches just next to the fridge switch just there are basically just light switches, to be honest. Nothing too special there. In the actual fridge itself, you've got the fridge switch up there, which is on at the moment, but you've also got this little dial at the back. So as long as that's not all the way up towards the 0, that means it's on. And these fridges get cold really quickly. I mean, I've had this on for about 10 minutes, and this little freezery bit here is already freezing cold. All right, just so you know how quickly they should get cold. And if you want to turn it off, all the way up to the middle, like that, is off. But obviously you can turn it off from the switch as well, which I would advise you to do whenever you're done with it. So when you plug your hookup cable into the van, you will automatically be able to start using these 3-pin sockets, but the other ones should work all the time anyway. Yeah, okay. So I was going to show you what was in that cupboard there. So if I just shut the gas locker so that I can put the bed back, which is something you've got to bear in mind. If you have this gas locker open, you need to shut it before you go to pull the bed back, you know. So if I just do that now, push the bed back all the way. So I'm just doing that with my leg there now. There we go. So this locker under here is quite important. So you've got a big sergeant unit in here. So that's your kind of main everything, really. That's just what powers everything up. If I just sit down to show you. So you've got a load of fuses on the left hand side, which are all labelled here. All right, so you can go through and literally read which individual fuse does what. It's a bit blurry on the camera, but if you wanted to, you know, if you were worried about any individual appliance, then you can go in here and literally check each individual one and marry it up to this little chart over here. Obviously let us know if you had any problems, but you know, which you shouldn't get. But right, next one's under here. This is your RCDs and your MCBs. So that's basically any household appliance. So if you had a dodgy something plugged into one of your plugs, it should trip from in here on the left hand side, and as long as it's showing red inside there, that means that it's on. If it's showing green like this, then that means it's not on. Okay, so make sure they're all on. The other things you got to bear in mind is you have to have the charger switch in like it is at the moment, and when you plug your hookup cable in, that should light up, and you should also hear this starting up because this is your battery charger. So when you plug your hookup in, if this little button here is pushed in, this will be working, and that'll automatically be charging your leisure battery up. Behind there is, quite neatly placed, is your water pump. So you've got a Whale water pump in there, which are really nice, quite powerful but also really reliable pumps, not the cheap ones. So that's all in there and working as it should. You've got a strainer, and also at the very back, that white thing at the back there is also a water filter. All right, so you've got a strainer and a filter, so the water that comes through should be pretty pure. You know, so yeah, so this whole little thing here, you know, that's for this Sergeant unit here. So if you did get stuck with anything, you can look through here and it's quite clear what everything is. But you know, like I said, you just got fuses for everything, 12 volt on the left, your trip switches, and you got to have this button on in here, which will light up when your hookup's plugged in. So yes, okay. So yeah, I mean, I showed you how the bed works, but and you got this in here as well, which will pull out. It's got to be a bit stronger. Got a few bits in there, like your table pole. That closes up. Yeah, so the bed will literally, as long as you've got them up in that position there, the bed will pull all the way out, and then once it's in position, you can push them down, and it will lock into place in any of these little grooves down here. All right, so really easy. Yeah, okay. So I think I've pretty much shown you everything I can. Like I was saying, all the lights and things like that around the van, they're all kind of your own choice, you know, as to what you want on and what you don't want on. So once you've, you know, settled in with the van a little bit, just go around it and just make sure that you've got everything that you like, you know, all configured how you like it. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing difficult about the van, I don't think, personally, and you should get on with it pretty well. If you think I've missed anything and you want me to go through anything else, or do you want anyone to go through anything, then just let us know. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon to collect your van. Thanks very much.